Cowboys Nation, what's going on? We're back at the Star with another exclusive update from inside the Dallas Cowboys organization. And trust me, today's video is packed with huge implications for our depth, our draft strategy, and the team's plans moving forward. You know how we do it here. The Cowboys are always trying to improve, always looking for the next edge, because this organization is hungry. We're not just trying to make the playoffs, we're chasing a championship, and that starts with depth, smart moves in free agency, and maybe even a blockbuster trade on the horizon. So before we dive in, if you love Cowboys content, you already know what to do. Smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss a single move this team makes. Now let's get into the latest news from Frisco. Let's kick things off with the most recent move. The Dallas Cowboys are signing veteran offensive lineman Hakeem Adeniji. That's right. According to Clarence Hill of Dallas Sports, Adeniji is heading to the Star to join a reshaping offensive line room. Adeniji is no stranger to NFL trenches. He's a 5-year veteran with experience at both tackle spots and right guard. That kind of versatility, absolutely critical for a team that just watched Zach Martin retire and still has questions about depth behind Tyler Guyton and Terrence Steele. Now, here's the full picture. Adeniji was drafted by the Bengals in the 6th round of the 2020 NFL Draft. As a rookie, he played in 15 games and started 5. In 2021, he took over at right guard midway through the season and held that spot through Cincinnati's Super Bowl run. He was later waived in 2023, spent time on the Vikings' practice squad, and appeared in 4 games last year, all on special teams. Unfortunately, he missed the entire 2024 season due to a preseason knee injury with the Browns. But now, he's healthy, he's hungry, and he's getting a shot in Dallas. Let's break this down. Adeniji isn't coming in to compete for an all-pro spot. But what he does offer is veteran versatility. He's played both tackle spots and at right guard, which makes him a prime candidate for the swing tackle position, arguably one of the most underrated roles on a 53-man roster. And with Zach Martin gone and the right guard spot wide open, don't be shocked if Adeniji gets a real opportunity to earn meaningful reps there in training camp. He's not flashy. But these are the kinds of glue guys that championship rosters are built on. And if the Cowboys can stay healthy while having experienced insurance like Adeniji waiting in the wings, that's a win. Now let's switch gears because we've got something big cooking in the draft department. Earlier this week, Cowboys COO Stephen Jones said the team is open to trading back in the first round. And now an intriguing proposal involving the Cleveland Browns is starting to gain traction, one that could reshape our entire draft weekend. Here's the deal. The Cowboys currently own the number 12 overall pick, worth 200 points on Jimmy Johnson's trade value chart. The Browns, desperate for a quarterback, are eyeing that spot and have a deep draft pick arsenal to work with. To move up, Cleveland would send pick 33, 580 points, pick 67, 255 points, pick 94, 124 points, pick 104, 86 points. And a 2026 third-rounder valued around 200 points, total value 1,245 points. Slight overpay? Yep, but that's what teams do when they're going after a quarterback, and Cleveland is rumored to be eyeing Jackson Dart or Shedeur Sanders. Let's be honest, the Cowboys are in win-now mode, but they've also got holes to fill. Trading down from 12 gives them something they desperately need: volume. Instead of using one premium pick on one player, the Cowboys would now have 6 picks between 33 and 104. That's massive. Picture this. W.R. Emeka Egbuka at 33. C.B. Trey Amos. At 44, D.L. Alfred Collins at 67, R.B. R.J. Harvey at 76, D.T. Aeneas Peebles at 94, L.B. Danny Stutzman at 104. Or try this combo: C.B. Maxwell Hairston at 33, W.R. Jaden Higgins at 44, R.B. Quinshon Judkins at 67, D.B. Noel Williams at 76, D.L. Dion Walker at 94, Edge Baron Sorrell at 104. That's the kind of haul that transforms a roster, not just fills one hole. Let's step back and look at the full landscape. The Cowboys added veteran depth with Adeniji, giving them flexibility on the O-line. They're considering a bold draft trade that would supercharge their ability to fill out the roster with young, hungry talent. And they're doing all of it while maintaining long-term flexibility, cap, health, and a competitive core built around players like Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and Dak Prescott. You might not see fireworks just yet, but behind the scenes, the Cowboys are building smart, preparing to make strategic moves that could set the tone for years to come. Because Travis Frederick, one of the most respected and beloved players to ever wear the star, is coming back to the team in a very special way during the 2025 NFL Draft. According to a release from the NFL, Frederick will be the only former Cowboys player taking the stage in Green Bay next week during Day 2 of the draft, where he'll announce one of Dallas's selections in the second or third round. Let that sink in for a second. The bearded boss of the offensive line is back. Let's rewind. For a minute, Travis Frederick was born in Wisconsin. He played college football for the Wisconsin Badgers, and it was right there in the trenches of the Big Ten where he built a reputation for being tough, smart, and impossible to move. Then, in 2013, he was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys in the first round. At the time, many analysts questioned the pick, and within 2 years, every single one of them was eating their words. Frederick became the anchor of one of the greatest offensive lines in NFL history, lining up next to Tyron Smith and Zach Martin, forming a wall of dominance that made life easier for Tony Romo, DeMarco Murray, and eventually Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. Let's talk legacy. Travis Frederick earned 5 Pro Bowl selections and was named All-Pro 3 times. All before the age of 30, he was on a Hall of Fame trajectory. He was that good, but in 2018, life threw a curveball. Frederick was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, a rare autoimmune disorder that affects the nervous system. He fought back and in 2019 made one of the most inspiring returns in recent memory, reclaiming his starting spot and playing an entire season. But it wasn't the same. In 2020, Frederick announced his retirement, writing a powerful letter to fans that said, "Playing well is not what I expect of myself, and is not what my teammates deserve." That's the kind of man Travis Frederick is. Always giving 100%. Always. Thinking of his team first. Next week, when Travis Frederick walks across that stage in Green Bay to announce a new Dallas Cowboy, it won't just be a symbolic gesture. It's going to mean something. He'll be standing there as a living reminder of the gold standard this franchise holds itself to. He's not just a former player. He's a symbol of toughness, character, and excellence. And to have him involved in the draft, in Wisconsin, his home state, it's poetic. Cowboys fans will watch and smile, but they'll also wonder, just like they always do, what could have been if illness hadn't cut his career short. If he had played another 4 or 5 years, would he already have a gold jacket waiting in Canton? Would we be talking about Frederick the same way we talk about Larry Allen? The answer, probably, is yes. Cowboys draft focus, and Frederick's role now. Let's pivot slightly and talk about what this means in the context of the draft. Travis will be announcing one of the Cowboys' 2 scheduled picks on Day 2, and with so many potential moves on the table, including a possible trade back from pick number 12, those second and third round picks could be prime spots to find impact players. You think Frederick won't bring some serious pride and passion to that podium? You better believe it. And who knows? Maybe the player he announces becomes part of the next great offensive line in Dallas. Maybe he announces a center or a guard or even a defensive lineman who reminds him of what it meant to battle every day in the trenches. Whatever the case, this will be a moment to remember. Fans are already buzzing. Let me tell you something. When this news broke, Cowboys Nation lit up. The reaction across social media has been full of love, support, and memories. One of the smartest players I've ever seen in a Cowboys uniform. Wish he could have played longer. Total class act. I'm glad he's still around the team. He is the Cowboys. And it's true. Frederick never sought the spotlight. He just did his job better than just about anyone else. That's why fans still hold him in such high regard. That's why this moment, this small piece of draft weekend, feels so meaningful. It's not just nostalgia, it's respect. Signing Hakeem Adeniji might not lead off SportsCenter, but it's the kind of move that makes a difference in December when injuries hit and depth is tested. And as for the draft? If the Cowboys pull off this trade back with Cleveland, it could give them the deepest, most complete draft class of the entire NFL. And that's not just hype, that's smart roster building. As always, it's about the bigger picture. So now, it's your turn. What do you think about the signing of Hakeem Adeniji? Should the Cowboys give him a real shot to compete at right guard? And what's your take on the Browns-Cowboys trade scenario? Should we pull the trigger and load up on picks or stay put at number 12 and get a blue-chip stud? Jump into the comments. I want to hear all your takes. And don't forget, if you're loving this type of deep dive Cowboys content, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on that bell so you never miss a single update. We're just getting started this offseason, and with the draft right around the corner, things are about to get wild. Until next time, stay strong, stay proud, and as always, go Cowboys.